Hi everyone, welcome to A Godly Home. So life has been a little tough around here. If you can believe it, we are sick again. Our pickup is broken down and our washer was broken down. But we got the washer fixed, and a lot of you have the same washer. I have the Maytag Commercial Washer. Now I've had it for 4 years at this point. And when I bought mine, it was very hard to get a hold of any of them. And I actually didn't realize that the same washer, depending on the model number, some came with a 1-year warranty and some came with a 4-year warranty, which, like I say, it wouldn't have mattered because I could only get a hold of what I could get a hold of. There were shortages on everything, and I needed a washer. So the 1-year warranty wasn't going to do as much good at the 4-year point when the washer starts acting up, which is fine. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have used the warranty anyways because it would just be a pain in the butt. But I discovered so much about this washing machine while I was trying to problem solve it and stuff like that that I didn't know before, because these new washers are so different than my old washer that I had had forever and ever. It's like electronic and stuff. So what it was doing at first, what I noticed was it wasn't spinning out. And I could reset the washing machine and it would run 4 loads and then it wouldn't spin out again. So this took me a while to figure out because it wasn't consistently doing, the wrong thing in order for me to problem solve it. I will put how I reset the machine right here, instructions on that, in case you want to try that, because what I learned is like during a power outage, on off with the power, it can get it confused. So sometimes resetting is all that it needs. And of course I have a lot of power outages. So that was like my first thought. We have actually plugged our machine into a surge protector. I'll show you that when we get downstairs. So stop the video right here and show you how to reset the machine and how to what we use for surge protector for the machine. Okay guys, that is a surge protector. It just goes right on over your outlet, because like down in the basement you wouldn't want one of those surge protector boxes dangling there, but it just goes right on over your outlet. And it's a surge protector, and this washing machine is going to need a surge protector. Make sure you have one of these on your washer. Okay guys, we're down cellar, and yes, my washer's not the cleanest. I really want to get this whole thing wiped down, but I've been too busy on other stuff. So if it's completed a cycle, it's going to be showing that done button. In order to do the reset, you need to turn your switch to mixed, and then you need to hold down your start button until that light goes out. That's called the standby mode, okay? And what you're going to do, I'm not actually going to do this on my washer because I just got it straightened out. I do not want to reset it, but you're going to be turning your dial, okay? And you're going to turn it from the mixed to delicates, back to mixed, to normal, back to mixed, and to normal. These lights down bottom are all going to flash. When they do that, you're going to turn it back to mixed and back to normal. And then when you do that, these lights will all be lit up, and then you're going to hold the start button until all lights go out. When you do that, the machine is reset. Okay, so you saw that. Now, this is the next thing that happened. I wasn't going to a laundromat because I'm stubborn and I don't like to use a laundromat. And so what I was doing to get myself by while I was problem solving this is I used a mop bucket with the pull handle, like for wringing out a mop, to wring out my clothes, and then I hung them to dry while I was problem solving this. Let me put a photo right there. Okay, so then I was like, what is going on with this machine? Like, I have no idea. But the lid locks. So my next thoughts were, I need to get that lid switch overrode so I can see what's going on with the machine and be able to have the lid up. And when I did, this shocked me because what was going on with the machine wasn't something that you think would cause the problem I was having. Let me show you the footage right here of what I found. Okay, so it passed the test mode without any laundry in it just fine. It went through, it filled the way it was supposed to, it agitated, it drained, it spun out. Then I decided I want to put a full load in here because if it's that hub down in under the agitator, it's not going to be able to do it under a load because the teeth will be worn and you won't be able to do it under a load. So this is what it's doing under a load. It's not doing that dual action agitator. So I'm pretty sure that hub is bad. How did I get it so I could observe this with the cover off? That's probably what you're wondering. I removed the safety switch, okay? I can't show you that right now because the washer's running, but up here, there's two holes, and there's two screws in that, okay? And they're like I think it's called a hex screw. I didn't have a screwdriver for that, but I had a bit that fit in my drill. So I took them off, and then I placed that, which is this right here, right down into the lock mechanism, and it allowed me to bypass the safety to be able to see what this is doing. I've been dealing with this for days because when I turn it on and reset it with the lockdown, it sounded like it was agitating, but it wouldn't drain properly. Well, it would drain, but it wouldn't spin out. The clothes were still wet. And then I decided, well, just because it sounds like it's agitating doesn't mean it's actually agitating. I got to get that switch bypassed. So I did, and we can plainly see I've been wasting time because it's not agitating. Now, when I had reset the machine using a certain method that I'll show you guys, it would run good for 4 loads. But see, it wasn't really agitating it. So the fact that they look somewhat clean was just simply because I always run the machine on a pre-soak cycle and an extra rinse. So anyways, this is what's going on. I keep you guys posted. I know a lot of you guys got the machine. I use it very heavy use, and I'm more than willing when I have a problem to show you guys what I'm doing so that I can problem solve it for you. Okay, that is your part number, W105289447. And you will need a 7/16 socket with a ratchet and some extensions, a flat screwdriver for prying at the tabs, a Torque 15, also known as a T-15 screwdriver or bit for a drill, a railer screwdriver. I'm going to use like a interchangeable one, a small hammer, and a towel to cover the holes in the drum to make sure none of your screws fall down into the drum. I don't know which kind of screwdriver I need, so the interchangeable, I've got 2 Phillips and 2 flatheads on there. And that's it. This was the worst part to get off. Those 4 tabs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Somebody said you could put paper clips in them. You cannot. it just destroys the paper clips. It's got too much pressure. We ended up putting 4 screwdrivers in there. Corey got 3 down in there and held out on them as best as he could while I pried on the 4th one, and it removed hard. Look how filthy that is down in there. Wow, has my washer seen some nasty, nasty grime. I can't reach down in there, but I took a rag and a screwdriver and wiped it out. Now I'm going to get a hot soapy rag and scrub it out. That's all like grease and oil from like equipment, you know, that my guys run, and like mud from the mill. That's probably what's caused this problem in the first place. Okay guys, look at that. We just took the agitator out and look how much mud and oil and grease and crap off the guy's work clothes is caught up underneath there. That's definitely our problem. How can it agitate? How can it spin out? How can it do anything with that much grit caught where there's teeth on everything that has to mesh together? I'm going to work on getting this all cleaned right up, including that shaft, metal shaft there. Okay, here's the after we changed the hub. You can see it's definitely agitating the clothes now. In good shape. So that was well worth it. Now we'll see if it actually drains and spins correctly. Okay, so it wasn't agitating. So I ordered the hub and decided step 1, I'm putting that on, but I must have another problem because, you know, there's got to be something else going on with this machine. Ordered the hub. It works beautifully. It's been almost a week. I'm a day short of it being a week at this point. And it works beautifully. No issues whatsoever after changing that hub. And you saw how much mud and grime and dirt was in there. Wow. Now, I did not get all the video footage on step-by-step of how to get that agitator apart, but a guy has a video on it, and I'll link that below. But some tips that we found while doing that this guy didn't cover. When we got to that piece, it has the 2 little screws and the clips, and there's 4 clips, and he said if anybody has a trick on how to get this off, we use 4 flathead screwdrivers. That's the only way we could get it off. Corey stuck 3 in there and pried out, while I took a 4th one and popped it out. That worked great for us. The next problem we had was so much mud was against that hub that it chewed one of our screw heads so that the screwdriver wouldn't fit in it right, and Corey had to put the screwdriver on a grinder to get that to go in there right. Though there's another thing we found that you might run into. Another thing we found, that replacement hub has like an octagon shape on the top of it, and the old one doesn't. And we thought we had the wrong part. When we got ready to slip that on, it fit super, super tight. We couldn't get it on. After prayer, we realized it was an updated part, but they don't tell you that, and that we had to heat that up just a little bit with a heat gun and make very certain we had the teeth lined up where it needed to be. That is a little scary, guys. You got to just take your time. And slid that right on. Corey and I were about 4 hours doing this project, but we had all of that mud in there, and we kept switching back and forth. Like, he would take one thing off and then he'd go to do something else, and I would go in and work on getting the next piece out. So give yourself a little time. It's not as quick as the guy's video where he's just like speeding up the footage. It is a little time consuming. The bolts, you're going to need some long extensions, about 2 feet of extensions to get all the way down to that final bolt. Those have Loctite on them. I had planned on doing the repair myself. I could not get those loose. Corey had a hard time to get those loose, so don't be discouraged. Hold your drum from spinning and just keep hitting it hard with your hand to get that started on the ratchet. That's all the tips that I can have for you. Just go slow. Anybody should be able to do this repair if you go slow. Now, after the repair is done, you have to recalibrate that washing machine because it's computerized. Your part will come with something like this. This is of no help on that washer. The instructions do not work at all. The washer does not respond to that. I will show you right now how I recalibrated that washing machine. Okay, in standby mode, mixed and all lights off, just like when we did the reset. How we recalibrate this washing machine is we are going to go through from mixed to delicate to mixed to normal to mixed to normal, okay? And then we are going to turn our dial, and wherever just the rinse button lights up, then press start. That's it. And it's going to go through some weird stuff, like just walk away and come back in about 10 minutes. Because you're going to think it's doing nothing, but it really is. And lights are going to flash and this and that. There's going to be big gaps in between. But that will recalibrate that washer after that part gets changed. It's very important that you recalibrate it. Right, then after that washing machine is recalibrated, I run a test mode. And what the test mode does is it will go through each part of that cycle and make sure that it's doing what it should be. And I will show you how to run the test cycle right now. Okay, once the washer is recalibrated, you're going to want to run a test mode to make sure it's working correctly. You're going to go through the same thing. You're going to start on mixed, and you're going to go delicate, mixed, normal, mixed, normal. And then the lights are going to flash. Then you're going to turn your dial until just the final spin light is on. Okay, turn it. And then when you get to the final spin light, you are going to press start. And it's going to do everything it normally did. It's going to fill some water, test the cold, test the hot, but just for a few minutes. It's going to try to agitate. It's going to take the water out, rinse, spin, all that, do a full test mode. And that's what I did. That is all the information I have for you guys. Okay, and the final thing that I learned about the washing machine is you should run a clean cycle through it once a month, either with 1 cup of bleach or these special tablets that clean your washing machine. Did not know that. There is a process to getting your washer into the clean mode. That will be in an upcoming video. It's just way too much information for this video. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask me, because I am more than happy to help you on anything that I have figured out, or if there's something I forgot to say. I know this is a different kind of video, but you know, even if you don't have the same washing machine as me, then, you know, I just want to encourage you. You can do this stuff. You can do this stuff. And I did go the original Maytag hub on that because the reviews were terrible on that one on Amazon. They're only getting a month out of it. So don't waste your money and your time. if you save yourself going to the laundromat, there's your repair money for your machine. That was kind of my thoughts. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.